Now, breaking news from CBS 17 News.
You're watching local news that matters, and we begin with breaking news in Wake County. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Maggie Newland.
And I'm Nick Sturdivant. Sheriff's deputies are responding to a report of a shooting near Wake Forest. CBS 17's Mariah Ellis is live near a shopping center on Gateway Circle. Mariah, we understand this was actually some kind of shootout.
All right, thanks, Mariah. Also tonight, a pretty big law enforcement presence at a Durham gas station. Deputies with the Durham County Sheriff's Office closed a section of East Club Boulevard from I-85 to Gear Street. Investigators had multiple evidence markers on the road and at the gas station. Now, deputies are only saying right now that they're conducting a criminal investigation. The road just reopened a little more than half an hour ago. We're working to get more information on exactly what happened here and whether anyone was hurt. You can find updates here on CBS 17 and the CBS 17 News app. Two parents remain in jail tonight in connection with a grim murder investigation.
Yeah, CBS 17's Dina Harley reports the 28-year-old father and 18-year-old mother are accused of killing their newborn and burying the remains on their property. Van Dyke and Riddle are both expected in court on Monday morning. You can keep up with the latest developments on this story on our digital platforms. Look for updates on our website, CBS17.com, and the CBS 17 News app.
A crash backed up traffic along US 1 for hours today. Just before 5:30, the wreck shut down northbound lanes near mile marker 91 in Apex. State troopers say at least one person was hurt. All lanes reopened about 7 o'clock. The crash remains under investigation. And Franklin, North Carolina Fire and Rescue is taking time to thank multiple first responders and bystanders whose efforts may have saved some lives this weekend. Friday, a driver's BMW went over an overpass on US 23 and landed on a Corvette on US 64. Now, amazingly, the driver of the Corvette is okay, but the BMW caught fire. Firefighters say bystanders rushed in and pulled the driver out of the burning car. That person was flown to the hospital and is recovering. Franklin police call the people who helped heroes. I would certainly say so.
A crime alert in Halifax County tonight. Littleton police are looking for 3 suspects in connection with a weekend murder investigation. Police found Oscar Epps suffering from a gunshot wound at the intersection of Ferguson and East Warren Streets Friday. He was taken to the hospital but did not survive. Officers tell us Steve Settles Jr. is charged with felony murder after turning himself in yesterday. He's been held in the Halifax County Jail without bond. Now, police say Stephen Settles Sr., Michael Gilchrist, and Michael Jefferson also face murder charges. If you have any information on their whereabouts, call the Littleton Police Department. And Orange County deputies are looking for the gunman who killed a man in Hillsborough early Friday morning. 26-year-old Ulysses Vasquez was shot multiple times at an apartment complex on Thomas Burke Drive just after 6:30. Deputies say the shooting does not appear to be random. The CDC says drug-related deaths and overdoses have skyrocketed over the past couple of years.
Experts say the synthetic drug fentanyl has become a big reason why. Today, several families affected by the growing problem gathered at the state capitol to raise awareness and promote prevention with a message they hope will save lives.
And it's not just about fighting for my child. It's about fighting for everyone's children.
Patricia Dews helped organize today's event in Raleigh. She's working to spread her message of awareness throughout the country with her group, Forgotten Victims.
And the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration is spearheading efforts to get synthetic opioids like fentanyl off the streets. According to the CDC, the drug has been linked to more than 107,000 deaths across the country in just the past year. Fentanyl overdose is also the leading cause of death for people 18 to 45 years old.
We've heard a lot about COVID vaccines lately, but as children head back to school, doctors say it's important to make sure they are up to date on all of the other vaccines they need. Many kids actually missed out on those during the pandemic. I spoke with a pediatric infectious disease expert about what parents need to know. Program. If you would like more information on that program, just head to our website, CBS17.com. Federal health officials are taking new steps to fight the spread of monkeypox. The CDC is boosting vaccine supplies as the number of cases surges past 13,500. As of Friday, 216 cases of monkeypox have been confirmed in North Carolina since the first case was identified in late June.
Buying and even renting homes in the Triangle keeps getting even more expensive. According to Rent.com, the monthly rate for a one-bedroom apartment in Raleigh is up 42% since July 2021. A two-bedroom is up 45%. Raleigh is one of just 3 cities in the country to see that high of an increase. Rates for two-bedrooms are also much higher in Durham and Fayetteville. But it's not just renters. Realtor.com says a zip code in Cary is one of the hottest in the country for home sales.
We often talk about the housing market nationally, but of course within that there are hundreds and even thousands of smaller housing markets that are all moving at different paces.
And so far, we seem to have avoided the slump of home sales impacting other parts of the country.
The Wake County Board of Commissioners greenlights 2 affordable housing projects. One's a partnership with Wake Tech. A property across from the college's public safety education campus will have about 235 rental units. 30% of those will be for students. Today, the approval by the board allows the county to enter into an agreement with Raleigh Community Partners to process and coordinate the lease and development of the property. Now, the other project is in Southeast Raleigh. Commissioners approved a $1 million loan for the nonprofit Southeast Raleigh Promise to develop 27 affordable units.
It's also costing parents a lot more to raise children these days.
That is very true. According to a new estimate by the Brookings Institute, it now averages over $300,000. You heard that right, to raise a child through high school. The estimate based on inflation rates figures parents spend more than $18,000 a year on average per child, totaling about $310,000 by the time they get through high school. Experts say the total cost will actually be much higher, though, after you factor in higher education and the reality that many parents have to cut back on work.
We call it, the opportunity cost, the sort of cost that you're bearing because you gave up doing something you otherwise would have done, such as working more full-time or in a more pressurized job.
Now, that $310,000 takes into account inflation based off a 2017 report by the USDA, which listed housing as the top expense, followed by food, childcare, and education.
Well, lightning wreaked havoc on communities throughout central North Carolina today. Aberdeen Fire and Rescue tell us 3 homes were struck by lightning near Legacy Lakes Way and Warren Lake Road. This sparked a fire from a gas line, but we are told no homes were burned. And I mean, we dealt with just humidity and rain.
Rain on and off all day long.
Yeah, if you were able to get out sort of between the downpours, it was.
Durham leaders have agreed to get behind a unique program to address ongoing problems with gun violence.
The city will partner with Duke Health to host listening sessions for survivors of gun violence. As part of the Prescriptions for Repair program, facilitators will ask impacted families a series of questions about shootings and look for potential solutions. We spoke with a woman who lost her son to gun violence in 2005, and she thinks the program could work.
If you get families to speak out about what they've been through, hopefully it'll make a change for someone.
About 40 families will participate in the program. The listening sessions are scheduled to begin in January.
Well, it is hard to believe, but we continue to see relief at the pump as gas prices continue to slide here in North Carolina, where prices averaging at about $3.59 for a gallon of regular fuel. But you can find even better prices in the Triangle. The Mobil station on Campbell Road in Raleigh has prices down to $3.49. It is down to $3.27 at the Speedway on NC 42 East in Clayton. And the Sheets on Rayford Road in Fayetteville has gas prices for $3.18. And Maggie, the big question tonight, how long will these lower prices last?
That's what we want to know. Is it going to be this week? Is it going to be next week? Well, CBS 17's Hannah Brandt explains what experts are forecasting in the weeks and months coming up. The U.S. Army has been facing an uphill battle to reach recruitment goals. Evan
Lambert explains how a new pilot program could help the Army make some progress. All right, that is it for us. Sunday Night Overtime coming your way right after the break.
We'll see you next week.